Hello and welcome to the Build a Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber, reply with those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you feel like being a lurker, you can go ahead and lurk. It's Thursday and it's time to build a new model kit. We're starting off with a new one, the Gundam Double X High Grade. Now, some people may remember that I worked on some G Gundam and Gundam X kits in the past, in the early days of the streams, way back in the day. I have done the Gundam X, but I have never done the Double X. And in fact, just building anything from X is kind of a pain in the ass to find those kits. This is a reissue, a re-release, I believe 2013. I want to say. I'm gonna double check here. I'm gonna find the page there. Yes, 2013. Hey, Aristofan, welcome. This kit was released in 2013. It's a re-release, of course, from the 90s kit. Lord Crashington says, "Hey Pat, when will they make a triple X?" Well, never, Lord Crashington. As I was about to say, the Gundam X as a series is depending on what metric you're using, either the least successful or second least successful Gundam series of all time. It was the lowest rated show in Japan until the American SG Gundam series went to Japan, and Japan formally was like, no thank you. We don't like this dub or subtitle of this weird American joke version of Gundam. No thank you. Lashbrook's here. Hello, Lashbrook. So here's the thing. In my opinion, that SD Gundam series, while not popular at all in Japan, was very popular in America. It did very decent to good ratings. It was a plus. They were happy with it. So that takes it, in my opinion, over Gundam X, which did not get a release in the United States. Let me see. When did the Blu-ray? It did not get an official Gundam X Blu-ray. I want to say it was 2019 was the first official release. Let's see. The Blu-ray release, yeah. Let's see. After War, Gundam X. I actually can't see what day it came out. Well, Amazon tell me. 2020 is the Blu-ray release. The DVDs, which are, I believe these are international format. The DVDs go for like $100 because like they're so limited. The Blu-rays for Gundam X, which I believe is a 2 collection, are pricey, but you get quite a few. Let me see here. When did okay? So my apologies. In 2020, we got the Blu-ray release. The DVD release in English, put out by Right Stuff, was in 2016. So it wasn't until 2016 that anyone was like, you know what, we need an official US release for Gundam X. And then, only 4 years later, they were like, let's do a Blu-ray. That's what the demand for Gundam X was. It's a Gundam series where, during production, Sunrise was like, you don't get as many episodes as we originally promised. Yeah, we're going to stop. And you may notice, if you watch the series, that at a certain point, it stops going from atmosphere and vibes into action, the introduction of characters. There are suddenly more Gundams around and some cool ass shit. The Double X, a bunch of things happen because they had to. They wanted to end it in some way, and they had less episodes than they originally were planning, so they just had to fucking go for it, which is cool, except they had other stories to tell, and it does feel incredibly rushed. So that's a bummer. But we're working on the Double X tonight. I'm excited for it. I hope you are as well. We're going to go to the overhead here. It's a Thursday. We're going to work on a model kit and hang out and chat. Again, this is a 2013 kit. It's very similar to the 90s version of this. It's not like a retooling. It's just a reissue. And the plastic is probably from 2013. I think it's a reasonable thing to assume here. But we got our standard polycaps of this era. It's going to feel a lot like the Gundam X. Wait, what happened here? What's going on? So hold on one second. Hold on. My preview is being very weird. There we go. Okay. Sorry, everybody. My preview was on the dashboard here for Twitch. My preview was just like nothing. It was like my the image that is up when I'm not streaming, and I was like, "What just happened?" But apparently, it was just being the dashboard was just being weird, which is the best case scenario. If something's going to be weird, I'd rather it be the dashboard than the stream. All right, so we're going to talk about the bad shit. There's some good shit. We're going to talk about the bad shit as well. Let me just get one good thing out because it does juxtapose. Let me just say this because I don't have a lot to say about it. A thing that I have not said on this stream ever before. Way to go, Ziff Davis. Ziff Davis, way to go. You have voluntarily recognized the IGN Creators Guild. The union still hasn't like gone into contract negotiations. There hasn't been signed, but the members of the IGN Creators Guild will not go on strike. There will not be a striking action because Ziff Davis has voluntarily recognized them as a guild and a union, I should say. And that's awesome. Not much to say about that. There'll be more details soon, I'm sure. But yeah, let's see. They're pleased, and they gave a shout out to Kind of Funny Games. Of course, Kind of Funny got its start on IGN, and also was probably the biggest cheerleader for the guild action, which is great. And also Adam Conover made a couple TikToks about it, and that, like, I know that's silly to say, but that is a big deal. That's like Adam Conover made a TikTok about the thing. Like, he does have sway with people that you want to know about what you're up to, and so that's nice and cool. So that's some positive news, and I don't have much more than, I mean, I have some like, oh, hey, this is happening and these things are happening that I can talk about. I guess before we get into the sad shit, a bit of correction, not a correction, an update on a previous conversation that we had. If you joined me on Tuesday, thank you very much. There's no archive of Tuesday's stream because I was watching stuff that will get content ID'd, so I deleted the VOD and did not put up a YouTube VOD of it. But if you did watch my introduction/showcase of Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, I thank you for that. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed your time on the stream. Now, I did show some stuff. All of it came from Wrestle Universe, the streaming service that hosts Kuma Baer and Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Noah and DDT, Dramatic Dream Team Wrestling, owned under the umbrella of Cyber Fight, which is the company that owns all of those promotions. And I mentioned how it was the best deal in wrestling because it was so cheap. I think I spend about $650 right now, US, a month for a bunch of promotions. Well, it's changing. Literally, hours, 4 a.m. Eastern time. So hours after my stream ended. My stream ended at 11 p.m. Eastern. So just 5 hours later, Um, they basically said, "Oh, hey, sorry, I have to click on the news here. The new, there it is. Hey, we're raising the price. Um, and there's going to be more stuff. I did not cause the increase, but I should also say, between when they posted and another time, uh, they did then change the price a little bit more. They so this is a really weird thing to say. They let's see, yeah. So the new price notice. I gotta check this. They sorry, I have to refresh because um, the price is going up, but also there's going to be more cool shit. So the price was going to $12.98, and they have adjusted that a little bit. It was originally going to be a little bit more than that. It's now just $12.98. It's still a really good price, which is like totally, I think, fine. Let me just do this here. What that is? That's 12,000 yen to US dollar. All right, what is that? Oh, it's going up to 860. Yeah. So $3 more a month. It is still literally the best deal in wrestling. If it was $10, it would still be the best deal in wrestling because it's a bunch of promotions. Look, if it's $10 a month for weekly Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, and sometimes it's two shows a week, that's still a good deal. But it's $8 a month. That's totally rad. That is totally worth it to me anyway. To get that shit. I got to put stickers on here. Sticker 11 and 12. Basically, I'm going to be putting some green on top of this, and they want me to put stickers on before I put the other piece on there, and then there's another part that goes in the back, so we'll just get that ready. That was the same as the WWE Network before the shutdown. Yes. So, WWE Network before in the U.S. it became Peacock, or they moved all their stuff to Peacock and stopped with United States access to the WWE Network. That was $9.99, totally worth it. The pay-per-views, like they don't really have pay-per-views, and sometimes they do, and they actually cost extra. They're not included, but for weekly programming, and also I should say, oh hey. They're going to charge more. They're also adding new promotions. They're adding more shows that were TV only for Pro Wrestling Noah, which is not my necessarily jam. That's not necessarily what I'm looking for is Pro Wrestling Noah. They're probably the least likely. More shows are going to have English subtitle or subtitles, English commentary, which is great. So that's nice. And then they're adding more promotions. I should say Gambare is going to stay on the network, even though the promotion is going to divest itself from being run by Cyberfight and become its own entity, which we knew about for a while. They are still going to remain on the service, which makes a lot of sense for them. But also, Michinoku Pro, Real 01, and Sendai Girls are all joining up. I am excited. Sendai Girls put on some good shows that I've heard very good things about. So I am excited to be able to see that included in my subscription. So that's I think really neat. All right, so I'm adding these silver stickers here, and then there's the green's going to go over it, and it's just going to add a nice little shine to it. This is pretty neat. Pretty easy to do this, but we are immediately putting stickers on a kit. There's as you can see here, there's quite a few stickers because this is, it's the X with some new parts and then also color correcting stickers because they didn't redo all of it. But also, hey, what are you going to do? This was, again, the fact that any model, like we knew model kits were going to come out for the show, but considering how it was not successful by any metric other than being pretty cool, it's still kind of rad that there are that a reissue came out in 2013 is still pretty cool. Because I think the Gundams in Gundam X are cool looking. There's two big things in my opinion that really hold X back. One is the pacing, because like I said, it was really slow. And the other is that it's not Gundam Wing. Because it came out right after Gundam Wing, and Gundam Wing was a phenomenon, an international phenomenon that brought back Gundam fans, that brought in new Gundam fans, that the mobile suits sold really well, and people were invested and interested in trying it out and checking out Gunpla, and it sold very well on VHS tape and on television. And again, internationally recognized and beloved. And then the follow, and of course it wasn't the follow-up, but the next Gundam series looked older, was slower paced. Instead of high school looking pretty boys, you had a weird dude and a lot of talk about new types. And there was like older characters that were very important. And it was like it felt like a throwback in many ways. And it was like, there weren't a lot of mobile suits at all, because it was like the after colony collisions with Earth setting. And it was just kind of dingy and dirty. And like, again, a series I like Gundam X. The opening songs are phenomenal, but I understand why it didn't do particularly well. So I'm happy we have this kit come out in 2013. Vagabond says, I understand it. They were trying to get X brought over to the States, that or Turn A after Wing, but Sunrise decided to try to push 007 instead, which flopped. Yes, so Turn A probably would have done well. I don't believe that Sunrise was right not to bring X over, because G Gundam did well, right? So the idea was, well, let's go with the original Gundam series because people like Gundam. And I think Sunrise was right. They turned out wrong, but I think they had the right intention, because if you really like Wing, you're an American. This is your first. You've watched two Gundam series. You watched Wing. You thought it was fucking rad. You watched G. And you were like, that was weird as hell, but like kind of fucking cool. If you start watching X, you're just going to be like, this is neither of those. It's just another thing. So I think it makes total sense that it didn't go over. And instead, should they have sent like another Gundam series? Maybe. But instead of going back to the original, which was probably too old at the time, Turn A, I think Turn A is so weird but cool that maybe it would have done all right. It's weird and cool in different ways than G and Wing, but which is not that weird. But I don't think they were wrong to say that X was not going to do it. Also, Sunrise hated X because Japan hated X. So like that to me that's enough reason why they wouldn't send it out. Because they were like, we don't like this one. X, here's the thing. Gundam X is not going to give it to you. Exhibit might give it to you. Also, Lord Crashman wants me to dance button. I will hit the dance button. Whoops, that's the applause. That's the thanks for you for subscribing or resubbing. So. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum. Bum, bum. Oh, also, the last thing I'll say about Wrestle Universe increasing their price is they did put a thing in that one more week in Lord Crash. Wrestle Magic, which is going to be their big show that features all of their promotions. Which is an extra cost. It's not part of the regular subscription. That will be cheaper if you are a subscriber that sticks around. So, because that's in the end of March, But basically, like, I think when it goes on sale. Oh no, that's in May. So basically, on March 22nd, you can pre-order there for their May show. So basically, like, hey, you can get this show you probably are going to get anyway for way cheaper if you don't get rid of your subscription. It's like, okay. Look, here's the thing. The yen is weak. I was afraid that Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, it's not TJPW, it's Cyberfight. My fear was Cyberfight was going to go $9.99 your currency, which is what most international subscriptions are doing. They're just going like, no, you pay in your currency this amount of money. Instead, they were like, we're going to charge you $2 more a month. It's like, yeah, all right, sure. Okay, we talked about nice things for too long. It's time to, it's time to get frustrated. Everybody's favorite time of the stream is where Pat talks about the impending layoffs in media, tech media, because despite what some people will tell you who thought for whatever reason that Vice had already shut down, they didn't. They just went into bankruptcy. They declared bankruptcy, and they sold to some people who were then looking to sell it. But Vice, as we know it, is basically dead in many ways. Now, Vice TV, that stuff's still going to go out there. If your first thought was, but what about the one Vice TV show I like? That's probably still going to air, and if it doesn't, someone will buy it instantly. If if your first reaction to this was, but what about the shows about wrestling? They'll come out. Don't worry about it. All that stuff will come out. That's not going to get caught up in anything. Got a backpack to do. Let's panel line this before we do the backpack. We're just going to put a little here. But in a memo that went out, basically next week, layoffs are happening. Hundreds of layoffs are happening. Oh, nice. I got a Ko-Fi donation. I forgot that I have that set up. I'm going to keep that. Anyway, I got a Ko-Fi donation. That's very kind. That's very, very kind. Because I'm doing a little fundraising. Not a stream, just asking people if they can to help me out financially. So I'll take care of that after the stream. So great. But yeah, basically, none of it makes sense at all. But the idea is they're going to focus on partnerships, and they're going to focus on social channels, which means I guess they're going to focus on like TikTok. That means TikTok. That means short form video content, but that doesn't push anybody anywhere other than their TV network, I guess, and brand deals. Like they want to get paid by people to make things for their websites and put their things on their websites. And then also maybe on like Instagram and TikTok, people can pay them to like do stuff for them, I guess. But their website is gone. Vice.com is no longer a going concern. The CMS is done. There were people that already literally, the thing they're saying they want to do, there were partnerships with other websites that no longer can happen because the workers can't do anything. And then again, they're getting laid off next week. No indication from these employees who post articles to a website what to do tomorrow. Obviously, write fucking content for whatever. But yeah, they're going to transition to a studio model, which they did not specify what that means, what that could mean for anybody. But it most likely means a lot of people are going to get laid off. Also, Refinery 29, that's still existing because because they are close to selling it. So they didn't want to shut that down while they're so close to selling it because the buyers want that site to exist. It is the end of it. Several hundred positions will be eliminated. A reminder that in the last round of layoffs, many people did not receive their guaranteed by the union severance. Their negotiated severance, I should say, because of the declaration of bankruptcy. That there are many people that are now in legal action. So this week of uncertainty before you're definitely laid off is cold comfort to many people who are definitely losing their jobs. The day started with a internal rumor going around that they were shutting down the website and people should back up their articles. A lot, if you have, basically people were saying, hey, writers, if you have your author page backed up, then you can use the Wayback Machine because this is something that people have done the work to. It is archived in some manner. So you can, at the very least, it looks like, people can find their articles in the Wayback Machine. Obviously, they'll be broken in many ways because they will be missing art and embedded video and stuff like that. But at the very least, some bylines can still be saved as people now try to compete against their peers for whatever jobs still exist. And it's fucking rough out there. And look, here's the thing. Vice, right? Sucks. Not just the management teams over the years that individually sucked so hard and were so terrible and mismanaged that company so much, that brand, that internationally recognized brand that was mismanaged and mishandled so flagrantly, right? Yes, there's that. And one of the founders sucks. He sucked. He always sucked. It sucked. Early Vice sucked in what they wanted to what they wanted to report on and how they operated and the people that had power there. And they made life hell for many people. And it was a culture of garbage and awfulness as it grew. And it sold its interests. And it grew into an international recognized entity. And it became so much more than hot or not bullshit and hipster nonsense and all of that. Because a thing that I think sometimes gets lost in the whole Vice sucks thing is Vice News was pretty fucking awesome. Like, great journalists worked for Vice and made great news articles. This is a Vice News department was a internationally recognized, award-winning organization. Motherboard did fucking great reporting. Yeah, there's a lot of nonsense and bullshit in Vice. Of course there is. There were top to bottom. There was a lot of a thing where you're like, well, Munchies is the best performing thing we've got. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's great. Munchies keeps the lights on for everybody else that does the good work, right? Oh, no, you're going to move resources to the Munchies because you think that has infinite growth potential? I don't think it does. Oh, Facebook changed how video works and Instagram is changing how Reels work. And now Munchies is not being pushed out to people. Oh, no. Facebook lied about ad revenue. Oh, no. It's a lot of shit. Just a lot of shit. We're done with the chest here. We're going to move on to the head. And I haven't even mentioned Waypoint. Waypoint, then Vice Gaming, then Waypoint again. This lovely little weird niche the place that had fine reporting and were its members were active participants in the Vice Union, and certainly tried to make their their voices heard, and tried to put themselves out there to take stands on a variety of issues. The first department, the first, I should say, vertical, I should say, in Vice to make a public statement amidst sexual misconduct allegations about high up members of the Vice management team and ownership. Just like doing the work. Friends of mine were there. I have been on. I was on Waypoint podcast. I was on Waypoint live streams. I cannot pretend like I don't have an affinity for them and the fine folks that worked there, and the folks that were still there that are going to lose their jobs. My condolences to them. I hope that a miracle happens and they get the severance that they're owed, and the back pay that they're owed, and the vacation days that they are owed, and they land on their feet and find something. Yes, Lord Crash, I am utterly biased in my time I spent at Vice with people who haven't worked there now in a couple years now, or a year and change now. But it's still important for me to say, right? I'm not coming from this as a purely unbiased method. As someone who has been in that building, it sucks. All of this sucks. This fucking goddamn Bruce, man. This is the best path forward for Vice as we position the company for long-term creative and financial success. Our financial partners are supportive and have agreed to invest in this operating model going forward. And again, have to be very clear. Their operating model is not that there is no it does not. Their operating model is the name Vice means something. And it's like, okay, I mean, yeah, but you kind of made it not what you want it to mean anymore. Okay. Good luck. But it is Lashbrook, no, and in all intents and purposes, yes, everyone's getting, hundreds of people are getting laid off. The website doesn't exist, but the people that have money invested in it are going to use the name Vice on TikToks and partnership deals, and maybe the television channel. We don't know, but the brand will live on. That's the most important thing, Lashbrook, is the brand. That's the thing that Bruce was saying. Like, oh, I know this is rough, but this is the best way forward for Vice. The name, they're pivoting to content. And I don't necessarily see that as working out for them. Because I really do genuinely think that nobody gives a shit about it anymore. Yes, they can make hotels and pills and hats, speaker hats, and all kinds of stuff. Like I said, they'll continue to make video content. They will try to repackage stuff they already own. They will try to partner and perhaps produce things or slap their name on the things that other people have produced. And they'll just try. They'll just fucking try to continue on as if the name Vice is the thing that people like. Oh, they weren't interested in Motherboard, or they weren't interested in Refinery. They weren't interested in Vice News. No, they were clearly interested in weird TikToks about sneakers that say Vice at the end of it. Yeah. I got to put tiny stickers on here, and I probably should have done that before I put this together, but whatever. I have stickers number 2. Tiny stickers to put on this. Anyway, it sucks. I feel bad. All right, wait. That's sticker 2 is the top one, and then sticker 3 is the one that goes on the back. That's what it is. I couldn't figure out which of these tiny stickers I had to put on the front and which one went on the back. So this is the front tiny sticker. And we will panel line this, but I'm going to put the front piece on here, and then we'll panel line it before I put the V-fin on the top. The fins there. And there's also a sticker that has to go on over one of the pieces because it needs to color correct it, because they didn't do it in a different color, which is understandable. Again, I'm mostly just happy that we got a 11-year-old kit that's still modern compared to when this show came out. So I'll take it. So I'm going to say, hey, I was wrong. I don't think I said this on here, but I did say it on Twitter in conversation with people. So I will admit, I did not think that at the Nintendo event that they would mention any games that were made by Microsoft. I thought that was not going to be part of the partner thing. I thought that was for sure going to be part of this summer. I was wrong. And then later, Xbox Wire was like, hey, these games are coming to Nintendo. Also, some of these games are coming out to PlayStation, because not all of the 4 games, Grounded, Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, and Sea of Thieves, not all of them are coming to Nintendo Switch. All of them are coming to Sony platform. And of course, Nintendo just said, hey, we're coming there. Weird that they wouldn't name the games of the podcast, but all of them were named and dated less than a week later. Lord Cratchington, that's not weird. Nintendo got dibs. I apologize for being an asshole about it. It's not weird at all. Nintendo wanted to make the exclusive announcement. They get dibs. That's a part of a brand partnership deal. That's why sometimes you'll see video games. You'll see like Xbox's press conference, and they don't mention a game. Or they mention a game is coming out, but they don't say everywhere it's available. And then, like Square Enix will have their event, and they'll say everywhere it's available, because they wanted so badly for Sony or Microsoft to say it first that they didn't put out a press release anyway. Also, reminder that Xbox podcast was not a scheduled thing that they've been planning to do for months, like everything else that happens in gaming. It is literally just hey, we should have our next podcast be a thing where we tell people we're not getting out of making video games. And yes, some games that we have made are coming to other places soon because we want people to play those video games. Like that was not, and here they are. They've already made that deal. Like they already made the deal where Nintendo gets to make the announcement. So Nintendo gets to make the announcement. They didn't make a deal with Sony to make that announcement because they consider Sony to be an actual competitor. But they don't consider Nintendo to be a competitor, so they are okay with Nintendo getting that cool exclusive. So Pentiment is out on PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. Of course, they didn't mention Sony and the Nintendo thing, but we know. I get it, but I think it's stupid to just derail of the extent of leaks that were happening around all of it. Denial of the extent... But it's not a... Okay. Lord Crashton, we're just never going to agree. They didn't deny anything. They just didn't blow up Nintendo's spot, their partner. They made the calculated decision that Nintendo making that announcement is then saying, hey, it's coming to the Switch and it'll be available tomorrow is a bigger splash than them saying, hey, we've got some games coming out. We can't tell you when because we signed a contract that we don't get to say when it's coming out. Because that's the thing. They signed paperwork, and they're not going to just go from that from a podcast that not a lot of people are going to watch or listen to anyway. Like, more people watch the Nintendo Direct than that Xbox podcast. So that, like, it's just not worth it to them. I'm going to stop talking about it. Hi-Fi Rush. It's coming to PlayStation 5 on March 19th. And you can pre-purchase it today. That is not coming to PS4. That is not coming to Switch. I imagine Hi-Fi Rush will be on Switch 2 at some point. I don't know when the Switch 2 is coming out. I'm not going to try to tell you when the Switch 2 is coming out. But I could see a world in which Hi-Fi Rush they just didn't think it ran well enough on that. So they were like, we'll just wait on it. That's my guess anyway. Again, I don't know. Grounded. This is I think a pretty cool. Grounded is coming to on April 16th. It's coming to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and crossplay across Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and PC. For a game like Grounded, that's so rad that it's going to have crossplay across all of those. And so that's not just like, PlayStation, but also included Xbox and, of course, including the Switch. I think that is rad. That is cool shit for people that play that game. And then Sea of Thieves is PlayStation 5 on April 30th. And there will be cross-play for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. And they mentioned these titles join franchises like Diablo, Call of Duty, Overwatch, and Minecraft. 3 of those that, were not part of the company until very recently. And one that obviously has been. And there's going to be more consoles and stuff. And then they remind you that other things are coming out for that. So yeah. I should also say Grounded got a big showcase at the Nintendo partners, and Pentiment didn't. And that was interesting. I think Grounded, I think my assumption is that between Nintendo and Microsoft, they think Grounded is the game that could take off and people could get real goddamn into, whereas maybe Pentiment isn't the flashy thing. Even though I think Pentiment is cool and more people playing Pentiment, I think it's neat. But yeah, it kind of didn't really get that. So yeah, we got Grounded. I'm going to just mention a few things that stood out to me here. Monster Hunter Stories Island is coming out this summer. It is a remake of the DS game, which some people really loved. So that's cool. Hooray for folks that get their remake. I hope you fucking love it. And it's got updated graphics and all that. All the bells and whistles are coming out. Monster Hunter Pokemon, yeah. And a new museum feature, which I was like, okay, sure. That's coming out this summer. That's cool. I'm happy for people about that. Speaking of remakes, there is a remake of Disney Epic Mickey rebrushed, which is, hey, here's the thing, right? It's a remake. That's a good name for a remake. That is a remake coming out sometime this year. To some people, that won't be a big game. For others, that is something that you wouldn't expect as far as what gets remasters or remakes from Wii games or Wii U games even. So I think that's pretty rad, and I hope people play that game and have a good time with it because it feels like if the Switch 2 was supposed to come out this Christmas, which it apparently is not, supposedly, I think there's not going to be a lot of big Nintendo games. So this might be a fun one. And then I'm sure there are people that missed it. The trailer looked real good. Maybe they'll make it good this time. Well, probably not. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. That's coming up this summer. Let's see. Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection is coming out next month. 64 players online and modes and such. That look kind of neat. There's a South Park game. And then Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream, which no Sword Art Online game has ever been good. I don't expect this one to be good because the thing is, Sword Art Online has a lot of reasons why it's interesting, and the world is interesting. But the part of the world that isn't actually that interesting is the video game world in the anime, because it's not interesting until it becomes a death game, and then it's like kind of interesting. But it's not like it's not like the mangaka ever put a lot of effort into fleshing out the game world. So I was like, no, you can be in that game. And it's like, no thanks. And then Rejoice, Gundam Breaker 4. Gundam Breaker 4, apparently made by the people that brought you Gundam Breaker, Gundam Breaker 2, and Gundam Breaker 3, and specifically not the people that brought you New, which, as far as I am aware, people fucking hated. So this is by the good people. Hopefully that translates into a game that people will be very excited about. As you may be aware, I'm not big on Gundam games. I'm not going to be probably picking this up. That's not necessarily something that I want to be playing on anything. I can't necessarily see myself picking that up. I'm going to covet that very cool looking model kit that's a pre-order bonus, but that's about the extent of it. I hope people have a good time with it because I want there to be good Gundam video games. I know that's wild of me to say, but I would like there to be good Gundam games because everybody deserves it. All right, this sticker is not on here straight, so let's try to bend that. All right, that's better. That's better. I wish this was a piece of plastic and not a sticker, but I didn't make the kit. Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. I'm torn on if I want to get the CE because I don't want the Switch version and don't have a PS5. Yeah. I don't know, Lastbrook. Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. It's coming out this summer in the end of June. 16 players online. It's a Rumble game. Hey, you know what? That trailer looked fun. World of Goo 2 looked fun. Hey, they're making World of Goo 2 coming out in May. And there's going to be local co-op. World of Goo 2. That was not on my bingo card for 2024. It may have been announced previously and I just didn't notice. So my apologies if that's old ass news. But that's news to me. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. That's cool. Let's see here. We are going to build one whole arm. It looks like, yeah. We're building a whole arm, and then we'll build an arm. This kit's coming together pretty quick here. That didn't look great. Another Crab's Treasure looks kind of fun. That looked neat. I have applied for a code for that game because that game looks pretty cool. So I asked, I looked for a code so that I could maybe stream that game we'll see if that happens. I don't know, but I did apply for that because I thought that would be kind of a neat game. It looks fun. We'll see. We'll see if they're interested. Who the fuck knows? Penny Big Breakout is out now. So the people that brought you the good Sonic video game, Sonic Mania, Penny's Big Breakout, that is out for sale. They basically like, oh yeah, out now. You can get that, and it's available right now. That looked fun. And then from Penny's Big Breakout, we go to Pepper Grinder. There's a demo out for that. That looks. I mean, that's shaded and cell shaded. I don't know why I said that so weird. That was cool. Pentiment is also out. As I said, Pentiment is out, and that's cool. Hey, guess what? I'm not gonna play a Contra game in 2024. I don't care. Contra was rad. I'm definitely. I was about to say. I think I'm done with Contra. I know I'm done with Contra. I know that I'm never gonna play a Contra game again. I just know that in my heart of hearts. I thought that trailer looked all right. It ain't happening. It's not. That is an unlikely scenario in which I ever play a Contra game again. I just have no interest. And there's a Demon Slayer game, which is appears to be a dice thing. I'm gonna really quickly here pause that. Got a little split second of music there. It's like a party game. I don't know. It's a bunch of mini games and stuff. It looked kind of neat, but it was strange. Konami keeps persisting with Contra games. Like this one will be the one that's good. Yeah. I'm redeeming my old SNES gaming history. And I'll finally beat Contra 3. Yeah, I could see that. We want to get in there. Endless Ocean Luminous. Endless Ocean Luminous. Like, you know what? Sure. Cool. More Endless Ocean. You know, yeah, all right. Like, that feels like something where I'm like, you know what? Fuck yeah, more Endless Ocean. Okay, sure. I can get behind that. All right. I'm down for that. That sounds... Yeah, you know what? Wasn't thinking about it at all. Didn't even occur to me that could be a thing. Sure. That's kind of that's my measured, respectful take is like, yeah, all right. Let's see. I need 5. Got to put a sticker on right here. Whoop. Okay. Stickers are on. This kit has a lot of stickers. We'll be doing that quite a bit here, which is fine. It happens. All right, so then this needs to go into this spot here. And then that goes in there. We're almost done with the shoulder here. And then we got to put this part of the shoulder together here. One thing about this kit, not a lot of panel lining needed because it's a very dark kit, but we do get this feature here. Boom, pops up. This part comes up. And it will eventually lock in with the backpack mounted shoulder rifles, and this will pop up to lock them in place when they're on top, which looks really fucking cool. And so we will hit this with just black here, just to kind of give it a little bit of highlight. I apparently missed out on Endless Ocean back in the day. Yeah, I mean, it sold well, but it wasn't like a franchise that a lot, but people enjoyed. It wasn't a powerhouse, but it's cool. Happy to get more of that. There's some more games coming out. If you have the online, Switch Online, your expansion pack, you get Snake Rattle and Roll, RC Pro-Am, Battletoads and Battle Maniacs, and Killer Instincts. And then Blast. you got to have the expansion pack membership for it. Okay. Yeah, I thought that was pretty all right. I would describe that as pretty cool. A pretty cool 25 minutes. Some people were bummed that it was mostly... The thing is, like beyond the people who were bummed that they didn't announce like a Mario game or talk about Princess Peach in the thing that was focused on partners, that they said was focused on partners. Were there maybe a little too many remakes? Yeah. And ports? Yeah. But like, I don't know, it's end of life cycle. Like, I'm not expecting like crazy things. Japan got Mother 3. Yes. The United States is never getting Mother 3. There's not going to be an English language Mother 3. Anybody that wanted to play Mother 3 has already played the fan translation, or just do it. We're not getting Mother 3. Yes, Japan's going to get Mother 3 on the Switch. We're not. We're not going to get Mother 3. See some of those characters in Smash. Yeah. Like, I don't know. At this point, I also think people know that, but they're still mad about it, and I respect that. I understand. You can understand why a thing is happening and still think it's the wrong choice. I was bummed that Pocket Card Jockey is only a port. I understand, Lashbrook. When you like a franchise, you want to see new parts in it. You don't want to just see the remakes or the remasters. You want to see new shit. I respect it. I understand it. I'm drinking a little water before we even do our pause for the cause. Let's see here. Sorry, 1 second. All right, got that going there. And I got that going there. Very cool. Okay. All right. That's working out. Okay, sorry. Had to check this really quick. Everything's looking okay. We'll just check this one thing here. All right, now's the part of the stream where I'm going to do the thing that we call the pause for the cause. I'm going to talk to you about ways you can support the channel and what I'm doing here. I'll try to get through these fast because it's not a lot of you here tonight, but I do want to, briefly chat with you about ways you can support what I do here if you're so inclined. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber to the old Build Bear Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego to the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime Link with your Twitch, you get that token. You can use it for anybody. And if you want to use it for me, your friend Pat, that would be great. And I think it would be awesome. Also, you could gift a sub. You could be like Bobby Dice Roller and gift a sub in the community if you want to do that. You could do bits and coins like Harold has done, H-Bomb and Friends. You could, a variety of other ways that don't involve that if you wanted to. Like, you could join my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me over on Patreon. Oh, Lashbrook, looks like you might need to resub in a moment there, perhaps. I don't know. But yeah, well, get on my Patreon. It's pretty fucking cool. Check that out. YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Hey, subscribe if you haven't already. Become a member if you'd like. $2 a month. You get my Wednesday videos a day early. The one I put up yesterday is real fucking good. You would have seen that on Tuesday. That would have been nice for you. And then there's also one-time donations. Right now, things going to my Ko-Fi are part of a little fundraising thing I'm doing there to pay some bills that have piled up. So if you look at my Ko-Fi, you can see at the top of the page there is a I got a goal going on there. But also, if you wanted to put money through my Ko-Fi as a one-time donation, you could just say for model kits, and that would go to that. Also, you use my PayPal. And everything I make through direct donations, through AdSense on YouTube, and also memberships through Patreon, through Twitch, all goes into a fund. If you're watching this later on the VOD, you can find this in the chat. Or if you're on the YouTube VOD, you can find it in the show description. Again, this kit that I'm building right now, the Gundam XX, I'm building this kit right now because of past you's generosity. I was able to take money because of that and invest it in model kits to build. And I have a variety of kits. I've got a couple model kits and a few Lego sets. I have a few things that I pre-ordered that coming in from Premium Bandai, one of which is arriving on Monday, and others will come soon. But if you ever want to buy something and have it become the next thing that I build, well, you can check out my Amazon wish list. Anything bought on the wish list gets its own dedicated YouTube video about it called My Mailbag. And then it jumps the queue. I have inexpensive Lego sets. I got a bunch of inexpensive Lego sets in there. I got a couple pre-orders. I have inexpensive kits. I have expensive kits. Kits that are always on sale. I'm going to say right now, the Zeta Gundam, the Haku Shiki, at $19 is a fucking really good price for that model kit. For our gold friend. I would love to build that, and it's a good goddamn price. See if there's something there you'd like to see me build on stream, and I'll build it, and it'll jump the queue. I got some Pokemon and a Digimon and a bunch of other stuff on there. A model kit that's also a lady, a bunch of things that I would be happy to build, and some gear at the bottom. One new piece of gear, because in like a week and change, I have to move back into the bedroom, and I just noticed that my new very comfortable chair that I refuse to give up is putting tracks in the carpet, and so I put an office chair mat for carpet that will protect the carpet, so I don't put tracks in it. It'll distribute the weight. I put that on there. That's just something that, like, at some point I'm just gonna have to buy, but I don't have the cash for it now, so put it on my wish list. Because maybe you want to support me, but you don't want to spend any money. I understand. I got you. Let's see. I have a Throne wish list. That is my alternative to Amazon. I keep getting a weird notification that I have a 2-year club badge. I've been in a part of Throne for 2 years. It's wild. And then USA Gundam Store. You go to USA Gundam Store, you buy a gift card, you send a gift card code to me in a DM or Twitter because you got that code in your email. It's the most convoluted way to support me, but it is a way to support me. If you wanted to support me, you could support me that way. Let's see. And yeah. If you want to support me but not spend any money, I got a Discord. You can join my Discord. Couple video links for you to check out. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I will have a new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club out on Monday. But right now, the most recent one is me talking about the Anime Awards and trying to figure out if the Anime Awards have ever gotten it right. They have, but it's been a while. Watch that video if you haven't. And then Kuma Baer, which is my short form, under a minute, YouTube Shorts plus on Instagram and also on TikTok, where I try to get people to watch an anime by talking about it. And in this video, I talked about Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You, which is a romantic comedy series that is honestly actually very fucking funny. It is a comedy series about a couple, like a romantic couple, but it's a capital C comedy. It's high on comedy. So if you're looking for something like that, I do recommend Tonikawa, and you can hear more about it in that Kuma Baer video. Okay, I have anime to talk about. I need to drink some water. That's going to be important. And then we got some video game chat to do at the end, more video game chat. But right now, I'm going to drink some water and dramatically transition to the overhead camera, and we'll be doing that right now. All right. It's villain night. It's villainous night, I should say. Not villain night. It's villainous night. We'll move on to the arm here. We'll start with villainous, level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the demon lord. Okay, so now it's winter. And we're in the process here. We're getting towards the end of the first year of class here at the academy, at the Royal Academy. And our main character, Yumiella, is pretty alone again. There have been some bits and starts where people were kind of like coming to her for advice because she's very well read, and of course getting advice about magic because she is level 99. But at that martial arts competition that we saw in the previous episode, she did so overwhelmingly good and it terrified a bunch of people. So now they are kind of steering clear of her again, except for, of course, for Patrick, who is her only acquaintance, as she puts it. She does not recognize that they are friends. They are, and it's not that she doesn't want to be friends with Patrick. She just can't imagine a world where he would want to be her friend. But they are. That'll come up quite a bit. But one of the things that's nice is the Heroes Party has basically left her alone, except that the prince thinks that Yumiella has been the person that is stealing Alicia's stuff. Alicia, the commoner who has been hanging out with the prince at his ilk. And of course she isn't doing that, and there's no there's no evidence that she's been doing that. And Yumiella's like, I need her to like be in the academy and get strong. I was the person that did this in the video game. I was the one doing the bullying, so that means someone else is doing the bullying. I need to figure out who that is because I can't have that. We can't have this bullying. And she almost instantly finds out because she is just kind of waiting for an opportunity to find out. It is a girl who is nameless. We do not know her name, but she is clearly one of the supporters of Eleonora. Eleonora, who isn't the villainess of the series, but is definitely a hindrance to the party. She is another villainous character. She is in love with Edwin, the second prince, and is trying to ruin things for Alicia. And the thing is that she's easily manipulated because she is a very kind, dumb person. So even though our girl, Yumiella, is terrible at reading people or situations or understanding subtlety, because Eleonora is so easily readable and manipulated that our girl is able to be like, no, like you this could get back to you, and then Prince Edwin will be mad. Like, you should leave her alone, and be the better person. Yumiella later confides in Patrick, and she basically just goes like, well, I didn't want anything to happen. I didn't want to be a big deal because I could understand where things could go wrong. And she tells basically the plot of the video game where the other Yumiella didn't have the support of her parents, didn't become strong, was afraid of her dark magic, and was so desperate to be accepted that she joins in with Eleonora, but then when it's discovered that she's the one that's been harassing Alicia, she gets like all the blame gets pinned on her. Like, that's an event from the game, and she's like, yeah, there'd be nobody in the world and nobody in my corner. I can imagine that. And Patrick is disturbed by this. Not only is Patrick disturbed by this because that's a world where the girl that he clearly likes would be in trouble, but also in this reality, neither reality does she consider Patrick to be someone that she could lean on for support. And that just, he's constantly having to be like, oh, like, it's not that she doesn't like me, it's that she's incapable of like understanding certain things. Like, she just doesn't understand certain social cues. He has to constantly remind himself that, like, she's not doing this to be an asshole. This is just her fucking deal. And everything works out, except there's a new wrinkle, which is that Eleonora really likes Yumiella. And this is like, look, I've read the manga. This is where I turned a page, because Eleonora is just a sweet dumbass. She is just such a sweetheart. And the reason why she's so interested in Yumiella is that Yumiella is the first person who is like, who is like, even though she is manipulating her, in order to try to push her away, she is being honest, and no one is ever honest with this girl. All the girls that are around her are very focused on trying to please her, and she basically says something to the effect of, if they ever disagree with me, they suddenly decide that I'm right and they were wrong, and they don't push me on it. But you do. You're willing to talk to me about these things, which is fun. So basically, she's just like, I like that that you're willing to argue with me about a thing. Tell me I'm wrong. Okay, so this goes like this. I have to figure out how these work. This will take a second here. Pardon me. Once I get this right, then I can just do it on the other one, on the other arm. It'll be a lot easier. I have done this before on the Gundam X high grade that I have built. So this is not super new. But, it's a little different. I haven't done it on this kit before, so. And then I'll go like that. So that goes like that, and then these open up like that because it's powering up, because it's using solar radiation to power its giant guns, if I remember right. Okay, so that doesn't look correct. So this looks kind of wrong. Well, maybe it'll look fine. Oh, because it's covered up by another piece. So when I put on this, maybe it'll look fine. Right now, I'm like, this doesn't look perfect, but that's because it's got to be covered up. We'll see. We'll see if I did this right when I put this piece on here, which goes on this. Yeah. Nope. Didn't go on there. Maybe I didn't do this right. Oh, no, I did. Okay, so here it is. Here's the arm, and then it opens, and then these open like that. Yeah, okay, so this is right. It doesn't necessarily look right. Well, it's also a high grade, so it is what it is. But yeah, these open up, and that looks fine. I don't really have to panel line those. I don't have to panel line the inside here, but I do have to panel line that, which I'm going to do right now. A little bit of color on here. Okay, so so she wants to hang out and just be friends. And sorry, Yumiella, you now have yourself a loyal dumb friend. But it's nice that she's there because she puts pressure on Yumiella to go to this dance. Now Yumiella is not there to socialize. She's there because she wants to know what route the main character, Alicia, is on. Because in the video game world, you can go off with one of the love interests, and that'll let you know where you're making the most progress. So she wants to see what that is. Luckily, the queen sends her a beautiful dress, and she arrives, and she gets there, and Patrick is taken back by how beautiful she looks and compliments her, and Yumiella feels a little weird about the situation because she is not used to this. She's not necessarily quite sure what's going on with that. And while Patrick and Yumiella have a nice dance that's like a lovely little thing, there is a bit of business going on outside where it looks like Alicia is on the romance route with the prince, which is the main, it's what a lot of people would do. Main storyline. Okay, so that's working out pretty all right. And it's very clear that Patrick has feelings for Yumiella, who still thinks of Patrick as an acquaintance and not as a friend. A fine enough episode. Not any action, not any cool magic. We don't get to see Yumiella strut and be whatever. We get to see her be occasionally calculated and very dense, which I don't mind too much because those are fun things. And then, of course, there's the whole element where she is going to get into some shenanigans soon. We'll get that. There is a character that has not been introduced in the anime yet that I know from the manga that I am very excited about that is coming soon. And when it arrives, I'll be like, this is the character I was talking about. And I'll be very happy about it. But we have not met that character yet. Sorry. But we will meet that character soon. Now I will tell you about Seventh Time Loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. I mentioned how the other episode didn't really have much action. This one had the action. The action was here in this one, which was great. We don't know. Reese asked Theodore a favor. We don't know her fiance's younger brother, who they is now on team. Now on the team, he's joined in with Arnold. We don't know what that favor is. She asked Arnold to start living in the villa, but in separate bedrooms, but in the same villa. And we get the sense that she did want to keep an eye on Arnold and kind of get to know what's going on. Because remember, this whole thing is this. She wants this to be the last time loop. She'd like to prevent being killed in a few years. And she thinks the solution to that is to make it so that Arnold does not become an evil emperor who wants to destroy other countries. She is 100% going to try to prevent that. This episode's pretty high on romance. Arnold, all he knows, like, oh, she's plotting something, but he doesn't know what it is. But he's like, I don't know. She's been really interesting, so I'll allow it. She asks Arnold to fight in the sword style only used by him and the Imperial Guards. This is the sword style that led to her fucking death. And this scene is one of the coolest scenes. I thought this was handled well in the manga. I think it's handled even better here in the anime. So this is them dueling, right? And you get flashbacks to the style that she knew of him and what she remembers in the last battle she had with him, the future different version of him that led to her death. And so she's doing better than she did in that previous one, but also this body doesn't have the training of 5 years of being a knight that she was. She was, a knight in her previous life and the last life. She doesn't have that experience, so she can't really keep up as much as she would like to. All the while, he's getting jealous because he envisions her fighting someone that's like she said he's the best swordsman that she knows. And he's like, you're fighting a shadow. You're fighting a ghost of someone who's stronger than me. And he's jealous of this mystery, stronger person. And that's him in an alternate reality in the future. And I just think that's fucking cool. That this guy is just like, my future bride is thinking about some other dude that's better at swordsmanship than I am. And it's like, yeah, that's you 5 years from now. Also, you kill her. So maybe don't be jealous of that version of yourself. Of course, he doesn't know that. I just think that's interesting. I think that is an interesting bit of business in this series. So they fight. She almost wins. She still loses. And then he's like, hey, that's a Futurama movie plot line. Yes. Arnold is like, all right, for winning our duel, we're going to go visit. In a couple days, we're going to go on a tour of the city together. It's a date. He's basically, she probably would have gone anyway. But, he's like, yeah, we'll have a date. And she's like, yeah, all right. But also, because she is not fully trained for this body is not necessarily, the mind of this body knows what to do, but not necessarily every part of her. She needs help because she's just feeling weak. He carries her back. And then she notices that he's also losing sleep because he's working so hard at night. That basically she forces him to take a nap. And it's cute. And then she sees the scars that he's got. That he doesn't know where they came from. Unaware of what those scars mean. They'll be important later. But right now she doesn't know what they mean. And he's like, oh, weird. I slept really well. Turns out sleeping with somebody there is better. Huh. I'll have to do that again. She's like, I don't get used to it. They're flirting. It's nice. It's fun. And then also, she falls asleep at one point, and then Oliver almost catches them both napping together, and that would have been very embarrassing. Oliver is the assistant. That's very fucking happy with how the changes in Arnold. This dude is like super psyched about our girl being here. And then we get set up for what's going to happen in the next episode, which is that Reese is going to pose as a boy. She gets a wig so that she can pose as a guy because she wants to get training, a 10-day training course. She's basically wants to train up her body, and the best way to do that is to take the night training courses with a night with a K to get into that because she's got to get her body in fighting shape because things could happen. We've been a little slow on her grand idea of finding all her old compatriots in other realities and having them join up here to basically form a super group of support. That's kind of gone by the wayside because we had to deal with the whole, oh, hey, your little brother is trying to either tear us apart, make you hate him, or kill himself. They seemingly fixed that shenanigans and that situation, but there's other things are coming up. And also the wedding is got to be at some point soon. So yeah, more stuff coming there. We are almost at the point where I have stopped reading that manga, so I am interested to see where things are going. But yeah, both Villainous shows I find fun. I'm really pushing for people to check out Villainous Level 99 because I think that a female protagonist in a otome game thing is like the most likely you're going to find with a isekai led by a woman. That's kind of where we're at. Is the otome roots, and the Villainous is a cliche, but Yumiella is such an interesting character in that she is on the spectrum, and that is not something that we see in the style. So I don't know. I find that very interesting. That's how we're doing this. That's what we're getting. It's fun. I'm a big fan of where they're going with the show, and I think the adaptation is really strong. As somebody that has enjoyed the manga quite a bit, I think this has been a very solid interpretation of it. All right, now is the part of the stream. We've got some time left here to talk about it. What are y'all watching? What are you playing? What are you into right now? I'll talk about some video games that I've been playing. Then I want to hear from you. Excuse me, and I'll give you time to write some stuff into chat while I talk. This is your time to shine and tell me what you're into and up to. I'll start with the game that I always talk about, Hearthstone. The Blizzard, thankfully, wonderfully, hell yeah, Blizzard. They banned the most bots they've ever banned, and there are far less bots playing the game. And that's great. It does mean that I'm losing more often to humans instead of beating bots but being frustrated by playing the same kind of fucking bot decks. But it does mean that I am still playing against humans even though I'm losing. And I've had some bad streaks of losing, but also I've had some wins. I'm playing a new deck that's very silly and nonsensical. That is not good, but when it works really well, which are the kind of decks I like. Hunter deck that's very silly. Helldivers 2. I haven't just been playing Refresh in 30 seconds in Helldivers 2. I've actually played Helldivers 2. My secret to my success? Daytime. Sorry, my friends. I've been playing during the day, and it's worked out okay. My group of people that want to play games together, my multiplayer crew, some of them are still just trudging through and having a fairly terrible time playing Overwatch 2, but a few of us have broken away to play Helldivers, and I should say that I did get a code from a friend of mine. He gifted me a code, Is that he's like, hey, consider this a late Christmas present. Also, his reasoning, which I understand, was, well, Pat, I feel like if we can only play during the day, you're the one that's most likely to have free time during the day. So get in these games with us, which is true. I am way more available during the day than many of my crew, because some of them are probably queued up right now. I did queue up and play a couple games tonight, but I mostly play during the day. Helldivers 2 fucking still whips ass. I finally started getting some good weapons, and I'm starting to find my niche, which is support where I can, take down some stuff, get on a turret if there's a turret around. Maybe use the jetpack if we're fighting bugs. Maybe get some height with the jetpack and then take out some bugs. And then when it's robot time, I just die. I'm not good at fighting robots. Not good at all with fighting robots. I wish I was. I wish I was better against robots. I'm not good against the robots. But Helldivers 2, pretty fucking fun. I'm having a good time with it. And then Lashbrook said a game Lashbrook is playing that I am also playing is Battletro. Battletro is a game where you are playing. It's a deck building poker game where you're not playing poker hands against someone else. It's like video poker. It's a deck building video poker game. Is not the best way to describe it, but is the way I am going to describe it. I think that it is... This is not right. I am not doing this properly here. Okay, so something happened here, and this is not right. So sorry, everybody. Hold on. I've done something wrong, and I need to... No, have I did something wrong? Yeah. There we go. That's it. This was supposed to fit better in there and then didn't, and I was very confused because I was like, I did this right on the other arm. Why is this arm being weird? And the answer was because I was doing it wrong. Anyway, hey, Crazy, welcome. You're back. I really, really like Beltro. I'm bad at it. I'm going to get better at it. But right now, I'm not doing as well as I would like. Crazy says, finally started Infinite Wealth and gearing up for Comic-Con next week. I have my Ichiban golden bat and Hawaiian shirt, just waiting on the wig to get in. Hell yeah, Crazy. That's awesome. Now, obviously, you don't have to do this. If you wanted to, in the Discord, share your cosplay, we'd love to see it. You can put it in the building photos or you can put it in general. Because cosplay building, or, construction, that's part of it. That's part of makers and crafting. So if you wanted to share, that would be awesome. If you don't want to share, I fucking get it. And no worries. Lord Crashington started Pacific Drive, which is a rad, spooky driving roguelike game. It has some wild stuff going on. Yeah, I started watching a stream of that, but the streamer that I was watching got real freaked out. Did not have a good time with Pacific Drive, and I have not checked it out since. But they had a real rough. I think it was more disturbing than they were anticipating. It was like a friend of a friend led a raid. Oh, also, hey, my apologies on Tuesday that our good friend Xandra unfortunately didn't stream for that long when we went and raided her, and I can't control that. I thought 2 hours and change she might go for a while longer. She didn't. It's not the end of the world, but it was certainly like I was like, oh, I wish she had gone a little longer. Again, I can try to predict it, but I can't ever truly predict that shit. Lashbrook says, watch the first 2 episodes of season 2 of Rebels. Excited that AMCA is back. Hell yeah. Lord Crescent says, I like to salute the flag as it rises at the pole. Too many cool indies coming out right now. Hell yeah, you're right. There are a lot of good indies. Lots of good games. I've got a code coming for a game that's coming out in March that is going to be real fun. We're gonna do some cozy building in a fun, chill world next month. Excited about that. Aristophanes says, I completed my first run in Balatro, and that's pretty fun. I also completed the Yuffie DLC in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I've been playing the demo of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Hell yeah. Get that, get into it, have a good time. I hope you have a good time in the wonderful world of Final Fantasy VII. Had my best run earlier today, got an achievement for 1 million scoring hand, and lost at the 7.2 million blind. Sorry, Lastbrook. Yeah, I'm not good at it yet. I might get better. I'm trying with Beltro. When everything gets in, Crazy says, I do have the official Hawaiian shirt coming in the beginning of next week, hopefully. Hell yeah. I like using the official shirt in your cosplay. That's cool. Why not? If they make it available. The worst thing I've seen in Pacific Drive is mannequins that move when you look away from them. Ugh, I hate that shit. Get out of here. Get that shit out of here. The Aristophane's like, holy crap, I'm impressed when I get more than 100,000K. Yeah. I'm not I'm not good at it. I'm gonna stick with Beltro because I think there's something there that really interests me, and I would like to get better at it, but I don't know if that's in the cards, as they say. Ha ha ha. Pun intended. Booyah. Ha ha ha. Get it? You get it. You get it. Next Tuesday, we're going to power wash some mecha and some vehicles for the Emperor. Because next Tuesday's stream is Power Wash Simulators DLC for Warhammer 40,000. And that's going to be cool as hell. I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be some good nonsense. I think we'll have a good time with that. So, keep your eyes peeled for that stream. That's next Tuesday. I think that's going to be a good time. Quite the cutting remark. Hi-oh! Ha ha ha! Yeah. Yeah, quite the cutting remark indeed. If you look at the collection, you can see how high the entes go. At some point, you have to be going exponential. Yes, indeed. Oh, got another donation there from Ko-Fi. I forget about that. That's very kind of whoever gave that donation coming in. As I mentioned, my goal, I have a goal on Ko-Fi right now for paying off some bills and paying some of what I unfortunately fucking owe to the federal government. Ugh. And such. Trying to take care of business here. Freelancing and contract work. Real slow this year. So I'd like to say that I plan for that. Like, that I plan ahead, that I know when things are going to be bad. And to a certain extent, I do. Like, I know, I do plan for the fact that December and January are bad. December is bad because no one's working and no one has a budget for anything. November, I managed to get together because of contacts I have, and there's still stuff that people need to get done because they need their bosses to think that they are good workers and still working. But in January, there is some work, but it's mostly people like scrambling, and so occasionally I will get some stuff. But the real thing is, the real actual bullshit right now is getting people to pay me. That is a constant issue with freelancers. I know I'm a broken record about this, but it's still true. The number one fucking problem I run into out there is people just not getting back to me and not sending me payment details and not paying me the money they owe me. And you can only defer so much. And it's the point where I'm like, well, am I going to go grocery shopping this weekend? Or am I going to take care of that credit card payment that I got to make? Because if I don't make that credit card minimum payment plus a little bit, it's just going to bite me in the ass. I have to pay enough of that credit card so that the interest they charge on me means that I don't go negative on it and I can keep putting money into it, but I don't know if I can do that if these people don't fucking pay me. So it sucks. So yeah, anyway, I don't know. I'm trying to get that taken care of. Doing my best to get that done. Trying to be positive about it, but I would like to not have to use my grocery money this weekend and instead buy groceries, because it's nice to have groceries. I have food in the house, but I'm out of lettuce, everybody. Can't make a salad without lettuce. I need more lettuce. It's on the list. There's a few things that are on the list that I'm just like, well, I'm out of that thing. So I would like to get a few more items that I have those items. You know how it is, where you want to have groceries so you can eat the food. But yeah. I am excited for the next Tuesday, Power Wash Simulator, Warhammer 40K. We're going to check that out. The Tuesday after that, I know what we're going to be doing, which is it is the release day for WWE 2K24. And then Patreon's Choice will include Patreon's Choice will include a game as an option that I am been offered a code for, and I don't want to say what game it is, but it has been showcased in a bunch of things. I tried not to talk about it in the lead up to the Next Fest, but yeah, it's coming out. Let's see. I should be getting a code by the end of the month, and then the game will launch on the 8th, and that is the embargo for coverage. But I'm not going to be doing that kind of coverage. But apparently they send out review code and influencer code all at the same time. So for this indie game, so I'm getting that. I'm like, hell yeah, let me play that. Let me play that game. Lord Crashing says next week is busy with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Picross S Plus, the Power Wash Simulator, Warhammer DLC, yes indeed, and maybe one or two other things. Yeah, I mean for me it's all about that, right? Like I have Helldivers 2 is going to be my game with friends, so I'm very excited about that. $20. Hell yeah. Thank you. Thank you to the $20. We're on our way, folks. What percentage did we just hit there? 17% of my of it. That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you. But yeah. Thank you for the follow. No, thank you. You can unfollow if you want. Or you can follow so you know when I go live and do cool things, but I don't follow for follow. I'm not that desperate for follow. I got over 2,000 followers, so I'm good. This is supposed to be 31, and this is supposed to be 12. Is this the wrong hand here? Yes, this is the wrong hand. I'm like, why isn't this hand working? Because it's the wrong one. Indeed, more Picross. I know it's Picross, but here's the thing. I learned it as Picross. I know it's not Picross. I know it's Picross. That's P. That's not P. I know that. I'm aware of it. I still say it wrong because I read it as Picross, and that is how it is in my head. Again, I'm aware that I'm wrong. I'm wrong on that one. All right. We have gotten so much of this kit done. We still obviously have the feet and the legs and the waist to build. And we're going to do feet, waist, and legs and ankles. And then put all together. And then we have the guns, the big shoulder-mounted guns to build, and the backpack solar panels, wings, the thing that make it an X. So we've got a few things to do. And then, of course, there's the whole way of like how you put this together and lock them in place and make them look cool as hell. The color pages are for the steps 47 and such. Oh, and also the shield. I forgot about the shield. I always forget about the shield in the gun. Lashbrook says, I forgot to hit share on this. Just 25 to go. 75 months. That's ridiculous. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote in chat. Thank Lashbrook for the continued support. Lashbrook, that's fucking rad as hell. Thank you so much. Yes, I did see the number go up. Right now, Lashbrook, we went from 68 to 69. Nice. Thanks to your renewal. Thank you for using your Prime gaming token on me. I always forget this kit has beam sabers and guns and a shield because it's all about the solar panels. Oh, and if you're like, Pat, how is it an X? Well, this is how it's an X. The satellite system part folds up, and then the guns are on the back, and that's kind of an X. Kind of nice. It's kind of an X. It's not great. And then it doesn't look like an X when they're open. But yeah, you can kind of use your imagination to make that an X. I love that one of the details, they're like, the head tilts. It's like, oh, cool. The head tilts? That's great. Good job, video game. Good job, video. Good job, model kit instructions. The head tilts. Let's just get the feet together. Again, part of the reason why this kit is coming together so easily is that it's, we got this dark blue, almost black, and so it doesn't need panel lining. Obviously, the white needs it, but a good portion of this kit just does not need that at all. So it comes together pretty quickly when I'm only panel lining portions of it. And then we need B9 and B9. So we'll get those on there. But we will have a little panel lining here on the feet. And we'll work on this kit on Saturday. And then probably on Sunday. Actually, probably tomorrow I should do a poll. I don't think we're going to finish this kit on Saturday. There's a chance, though, because the legs might come together really easy. The waist is going to be simple. And then the wings involve these big stickers. So I feel like the solar panels, I should say, not wings. Solar panels involve these big stickers, so they might not be quick to put together. But I should still know. Because if I don't finish it on Saturday, I will finish it on Monday. So, actually, you know what we can do right now is I can go over here and see if the shipment, okay, it is estimated shipping on Monday. Let's see, tracking number. I have a premium Bandai kit coming, and I want to know if I can put that in the poll for Friday. Monday estimated, it's still estimated on Monday. It is currently in Arizona. I think I can include, you know what? No, I'm not going to. I was going to say, I think I can include this kit because it should arrive on Monday, and if it does, I'll be able to build it on Monday. I don't want to risk it, because what happens if it gets laid up or delayed? You know what I mean? So I'm not going to. The next poll that I do for my $10 patrons will be things that I actually have in the house. I think that's the only smart way to do it, because I don't want something to win a poll, and then I have to be like, that didn't arrive. It actually won't be here until like Tuesday or Wednesday, because, FedEx. Just know that that kit, when it does arrive, is going to be cool. And I could also tell you what it is that's arriving, but, you can just wait. It's a premium Bandai kit. It's going to be good. It's a good-looking kit that's coming. It's going to be fun. We're going to build it. It's going to be a good time. It's a premium Bandai kit from a series that came out shortly before this show. So it'll be good. Good time in the future. I got some Lego to build. That might win the poll because I got 2 new Lego sets that'll go on my $10 page. Although all my patrons could also be like, Build that Gundam seed model kit instead. You could just decide that, I guess. All right, these are neat to get panel lines, but we're going to panel line the feet here when the stream starts, because that'll be a nice chill way to start the next stream. But we're going to wrap things up here. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Pat. We are. We're going to wrap things up. Now, as you are aware, contractually obligated to tell you that we are going to go and we're going to go raid. Now, we don't have a lot of folks with us tonight. That's okay. It happens. But we're still going to go out on a raid because I think that's more fun to go and hang out with some people. Even we're small but mighty, and also we'll have a good time when we go hang out with some folks. I would like to say that we're going to go raid somebody who will be streaming for a while, but I have no fucking idea. I can't tell you that for sure. We talked about Helldivers 2, and my buddy P2 is playing Helldivers 2, so let's go raid. Because hopefully they'll be playing for a while longer. I don't know if they're going to or not, but maybe they will. Hopefully they will be. So we're going to go give them a raid. Feel free to come along on this. P2 is online, and we're going to go hang out for some Helldivers. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I hope you can come along on this raid. We will see you on Saturday for continuing this kit. I don't think we're going to finish it, but we might. But definitely hanging out. We'll talk about wrestling because there'll be a wrestling show that I will have watched during the day. Elimination Chamber. I'll give you the Elimination Chamber results and my thoughts. Talk to you soon, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.